This is 5 on Sports. This edition brought to you by Arby's, by Greater Media Cable, by Custom Electronics, by Ayotte and King, by Central Oil, by Diamond Gold Connection, and by Chicopee Cooperative Bank.
Good afternoon from Bill Mosier Field here at Zott Park in Chicopee. My name is Steve Jędrzejczyk. Alongside is Donald LaValle, and we're standing by to bring you the 25th meeting between the Pacers and the Colts. And a game which, of course, is very difficult to predict, Don, because it's the opener for both clubs. But how does it look?
It's the opener for both clubs, and both teams have brand new quarterbacks that are entering the field today. Chicopee may have more athletes that are better athletes than Comp does at the time. For Chicopee, we should look at Waiteka, and on the Comp side, Lunardini and Griffin.
Well, as he said, it's difficult to predict, but it's always a great game when these two teams get together. Chicopee holds a real advantage at 17-7, but since Tom Skypeck took over at Chicopee Comprehensive, he's never lost to Chicopee High School. 4 straight for Skypeck and the Colts, so stand by for Colts Pacer football.
Stop by Arby's restaurant for lunch or dinner in Chicopee on Memorial Drive, in Holyoke at the Ingleside Mall, and in Springfield at the Eastfield Mall.
If you're looking for diamond or gold jewelry, you naturally want a store with quality, variety, and the lowest prices. In Chicopee, that's Diamond Gold Connection on Memorial Drive, the lowest priced wholesale jewelry store in the area, where diamonds and gold are 50 to 70% less than suggested retail prices. This is the same jewelry found in the mall stores, but without the mall prices. Don't spend more than you have to. Visit the Diamond Gold Connection showroom across from the Hukilau restaurant.
Up, way up. That's what's been happening to cable viewership. At the same time, guess what's happened to network viewership? And the majority of those lost network ratings have gone directly to cable. Over 120 million viewers have found cable, and there's a simple way for advertisers to find them. Plug into the power of cable. America is cable ready.
Well, the crowd is still filing in. It looks like it's going to be a nice turnout today for the 25th meeting of the Pacers and the Colts. The Pacers, of course, of Steve Mosier, and the Colts of Dr. Thomas Skypeck. The officials for today's game: Tommy O'Neill is the referee, Jerry Bland is the umpire, Jeff Teller is the linesman, Jim Audette's the line judge, and Rich Janilewicz is up in the booth with the clock. The clock is official. We always like that, Donald, because we know exactly how much time is left. Our director today is Jan Lesson, and my partner, Donald LaValle. My name is Steve Jędrzejczyk, and we are ready to go because the Pacers won the toss. John Waiteka is back to receive. Certainly an outstanding player for Chicopee High School. He's been playing for 3 years. And, of course, as a senior, John is one of the men to watch out there.
He's a great athlete, and there's no doubt about it.
Basketball, baseball.
He walked on the baseball field when he was a sophomore, never played the game before, picked it up. Coach Mosier, which is a baseball coach too, helped him out a lot. He's become a real good player.
Kicking off for Cop.
John Dizio doing the kicking.
John Dizio.
We're ready to go for the 25th time. The Pacers with 17 wins, the Colts with only 7, but the Colts have emerged victorious the last 4 times. Here we go. Waiteka runs it back. Good kick for Dizio, and certainly John, an experienced kicker. The tackle made by number 31, Marcus Villamari, and we're underway.
In high school, you definitely don't see a kicker kick the ball off down to the 5-yard line.
Right.
That's a great plus right there for Coach Skypack.
Well, John also kicks field goals, too, so we just might see him in action at a crucial moment in this game. In high school today, it's really become vital to have a field goal kicker. Underway, the quarterback is Christopher Gates, replacing the injured Jeff Wilson, and we're underway. Quick 5 yards, Foley on the tackle. The ball carrier, and the number we're going to be calling a lot of, Witeka.
In high school football, you see the offensive geared to the right side all the time. Chris Gates is a left-handed quarterback, so you're going to see things going to the left side a little more than right, especially when he's going to pass the ball. That time, Tom McConnelly split out to the left, like he is in this time right here. They're running a wishbone offense.
And again, with the exact same play as Witeka. Witeka has the first down on the right-hand side. And making the stop was number 24. And that's Roy Dawson.
Witeka running right behind Mark Wilson, number 58, the right offensive tackle on both plays. 5 yards, first down.
Well, of course, as we didn't get a chance to, before the game, talking to the coaches, Comp's in trouble in the offensive line, and the defense is a little bit split up too. But again, this time it's number 20 on the carry. Again, no, I checked that. It was number 26 again. 3 straight carries for Witeka.
Once again, Witeka is just a great player, and I'm sure he's going to get the ball at least 20, 25 times today.
He got 5. He's carried the ball 3 times, and he's got 15 yards, or give or take 15 yards. And that's pretty good.
Well, we got 2 new quarterbacks in here, Chris Gates and Lunardini, both never quarterbacked a varsity football game before.
So I'm sure Coach Moget is letting Chris get his feet wet. And again, it's Witeka. Well, so much for deception, right? On the tackle, number 5 for the Colts, and that's Danny Griffin, and that's a number we're going to be referring to. Danny is a letterman last year and probably the outstanding defensive player, along with Reggie Williams on the Colts defense. Reggie's hurting, but he's in there.
Griffin, Williams, and Lunardini. They're asked to make a lot of plays.
Right, here we go. And preliminary indication would be illegal procedure against the Pacers, but we'll see. Tom O'Neill is the referee, and that's what it is.
Illegal procedure.
And that'll bring up a decision for quarterback, I should say for defensive. And in the past, Danny Griffin has called the defensive signals for the Colts, but usually in high school ball, Don, it's usually the coach who decides.
It comes in from the sideline, and he's supposed to call those signals.
A lot of confusion on the defense. They're ready. Gates. And the flag is up again. He puts it in the air. Oh! Incomplete. Number 86, the intended receiver, was Jeff Langone. He had it. He had it on his fingertips, and he should have had it.
Langone, another one of those athletes that play other sports, too. He's also on the basketball team. Comes offside, so that's going to be
that'll be a free play, and the Pacers will get the 5 back. And another chance for Gates. Actually, Gates put up a pretty good pass.
Their offense set up to the right side that time and had the tight end bootleg to the left. And, of course, Chris Gates, a left-handed quarterback, comes out to the left side to make the throw. That's one key I think Com should pick on early and start playing that way for any pass plays.
Yeah.
It's going to be real tough for him to roll out to the right side and throw away from the momentum of his body, especially being a new quarterback. He's a great athlete, though.
It's 3rd down, 3rd and 3. And it's Witeka. He's close.
John Witeka on the carry.
It's all depending upon the mark of the officials. Tom O'Neill, the referee today, is the president of the Western Mass Football Association. He's doing a real fine job.
Tom, of course, is a mathematics professor at AIC and also referees basketball, I believe.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Bring the chains in.
We're not going to speculate. I think he didn't make it, but and he didn't, but not by much. by about a half a foot. So it brings up a decision
Short of a first down by a foot.
for Coach Mauger, and he's on the sidelines with his assistants, Kip Regnier and Mike Baker, John Dillard, and Melvin Sasser, and they're discussing it.
And they're going to have a timeout.
Timeout.
Well, you know,
It's
as I was coming over, I said, I'm not going to be critical, but I am extremely critical of that. You know, and that's going to be my only editorializing. I wish they'd let the kids play. It seems like no decisions can be made without a 14-minute discussion. Now here he's using a timeout immediately, and I suppose you could say because Chris is new at it and he's a rookie, but you're going to see this so often.
That may be the fault of the MIAA itself and the rules committee in setting the rules, and that we're allowing 5 timeouts. An official has to allow each team 5. They have 5 timeouts each half that they can use, which are not carryovers. If they only use 3 in the first half and there's 2 left, they can't carry those over, so they get 7 in the second.
So
they get 5 timeouts each half. And
so actually, I suppose I should withdraw the criticism. He's got to use them or he loses them.
Yeah, that's right. They're there to be used. But I don't think it's the fault of the Coach Association or anything like that. It's more the MIA and giving those rules.
Yeah,
and
you know,
5 timeouts is too much.
And it's, you know what it does? It has a tendency, I think, to slow the game down tremendously. And
it definitely prolongs the game.
Chicopee appears to be going for the first down.
Biggest play of Chicopee's career this year. There's no doubt about that.
And he's got it.
Quarterback sneak up the middle.
Chicopee's coming up to the line of scrimmage, and
they are moving around. Right.
Pretty confident. There's some injuries in the offensive line for Chicopee Comp. Tom Foley.
Well, Tim Foley, but he's dressed and he's here, so I don't know. They've lost Art Jackson to a broken hand, and I think he's going to miss a good part of the season.
Matt Tillotson, he's supposed to be hurt too. They're playing, but they are a little banged up.
But there's definitely, Chicopee's coming off the ball very, very smartly at the moment. And combining the running of Witeka, and that time Gates got the first down. Here we go, Chris Gates, the quarterback. And it's Witeka, kind of stumbled for some yardage. Reggie Williams on the stop.
That time they ran behind Tom Carroll, number 72. He's probably the biggest offensive tackle they have. He's 6'2", goes about 220.
Todd's a 3-year letterman for the Pacers.
And he goes both ways.
Definitely being looked at by the scouts as a college player with his size, and he's quick. He's an agile player for a big guy.
Second down and 9 for the Pacers.
Witeka that time got hammered. You know, you go to the well, Donald. That time the Colts were waiting.
Well, 80% of the play so far has gone right behind Mark Lewis.
And the man who was waiting was Timmy Foley. It's kind of funny calling him Tim. He's certainly not tiny Tim.
No, he's not.
He's a big fella. And he's trimmed down. He looks great, and he's been hurting, but he's in there. And of course, he's a senior, and he's another timeout. And again, it's Chicopee. Well, that explains it, Donald, why they're using them, because it certainly is a necessity for the Pacers to get on the board right now. It would certainly be worthwhile. Coach Mauger is discussing something with Tom O'Neill, the referee. And over on this side, as you can see on camera, Coach Skypek talking to his charges.
As you can see by the television, the players on both sides, there's not 100 people that come out for football anymore in the city of Chicopee.
Yes,
like there used to be. Like in the papers, it said Comp only had 25 to 35 people.
Well, they've got a little more than that, but both clubs with about 40 players, and then you add up the injuries, and
it brings that number down.
Right. The center is Jonas Patruno. The quarterback is Christopher Gates.
Chris Gates has looked pretty good so far for not playing in a varsity game in his first series of downs.
Gates puts it up, and Reggie Williams. That would have been Katie bar the door. Check that. That was Jermaine Newman. Jermaine Newman. And
once again,
James, Jermaine is a senior. He's talking to himself.
Like we said before, he's all left-handed.
Yep.
And they rolled their defensive
and you
back
could
to that
see
side.
there were several white jerseys waiting over there, white and blue. They were waiting for that play. Patruno's the kicker. And it's not a good kick. Fair catch called for by the Colts. And number 24 made the reception, and that's Roy Dawson, and that's a number the Colts are going to be calling. Well, make a quick observation. I think the Pacers have a problem with their punting game.
Well,
that was not a good punt.
He didn't look very smooth doing it.
No.
It's early in the year. Things will happen.
Yeah, this is the, as we said, this is the opening game for both clubs.
Chicopee played, I think they had 3 scrimmages, and I think Comp only had 1 because of their injuries, and they didn't want to, have a chance to get anybody hurt.
Stephen Lunardini, the quarterback, Matthew's younger brother. And that's his first snap as quarterback, and short gainer on the play. And I'll tell you that, there's a flag.
Flag on the play.
And it will be against the Colts and against Reggie Williams, and that is not a good, intelligent thing to do.
Reggie's downfield, blocking downfield on the play like he's supposed to, but he made a personal foul. He made a blow to the head. It's just something that wasn't needed at that time.
Shmura was the ball carrier. And let's see what this is going to hurt.
This is going to be a 15-yard personal foul. It's going to leave him with a second and a ton.
And this is the kind of thing that can take the starch out of a team early. Now the Colts are practically marching. They're inside their own 25-yard line, and what was great field position on the punt is now lost.
It's something that just can't happen.
Short gain on the play is negated by Williams' personal foul. Lunardini's the quarterback. He's got Shimura at fullback. Dawson is one of the halfbacks. And we're picking up the other number out there.
Lunardini, also a left-handed quarterback, so
that's unusual, isn't it?
We're going to see 2 on one field.
Second down and 21 for the Comp Colts.
And Lunar takes the ball, and he's stacked up at around the 30-yard line. And the man who did the stacking was number 36, James Jones.
As we've seen the Colts play in the past on we watched the quarterback run back and forth.
We've made enough speeches about that. I don't know. Maybe we should invest in a helmet microphone for him. But you know my feeling. I think the kids should let the kids play. And of course, look at the National Football League. Only one guy calls his own plays. So there's a pitch to Dawson.
That's Rowell, number 21, I think.
That's Rowell.
Rowell.
I don't know. We got to check that. Yes, I guess it is.
Dawson's 24.
Eddie Rowell. Unless they switch numbers. It certainly looked like Roy Dawson carrying the ball, but Eddie Rowell, the ball carrier, and the Colts still have miles to go. And it'll be punt formation. And back, of course, again, number 26. Diziel apparently, is that Diziel, 44?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. He also does the punting.
He showed us a good foot in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, he's been doing this since his freshman year, so, and it's not a pretty one, but it's got a, Witeka's chasing it down there, but he's got some running room, and there he goes. And Reggie Williams went for the ball, didn't get it. Witeka brings it across the 35-yard line, where he's tackled by number 64 for the Colts.
Looks like if Witeka can stay
Bobby
healthy,
Liswell.
If Witeka can stay healthy for some of this year, Chicopee Comp's going to be maybe a threat in the Suburban League. It's
let's not
early to say that.
It's early in the first period here.
He's doing a fine job.
Yeah, he looks good. 5:32, and definitely, if you were to, Chicopee looks smart on offense. Got a couple of first downs. At that time, Witeka is met by Liswell.
Chicopee changed up a little bit.
And Foley.
And they ran a counter trap to to our side, to the left side of the line, and it just took a little bit too much time to form.
Lawson about 2 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 12.
Chicopee looks like they got some size in that line. It's a couple bigger boys.
Well, they certainly have experience. They've got a lot of seniors. And that's a factor, especially early in the season. Experience is a...
The center.
Gates.
Hand off to number 33.
That time on the carry was Mark Bolduc, his first carry of the day. And he didn't get anything. So we've got a 3rd down for Chicopee. Ball inside the at the 34-yard line, and it's 3rd down, 3rd and 11.
Throwing down once again. We have to watch him throwing to this side of the field.
And the comp safety, Jermaine Newman, almost picked him off the last time. He came, well, he had it in his hands. That was a touchdown. And let's see what Chris Gates is doing. He's looked good so far for a beginner. And he is a beginner. He's got it. There it is. It's the Waiteka, and there's nothing. Reggie Williams waiting for him with Bobby Liswell. Well, I'll tell you, the Colt defense, which again has a lot of experience, much more than the offense, stops the Pacers, and that'll bring in a punting situation.
Coach Skypeck's been around for quite a few years in coaching and playing, and I'm sure he's already picked up on what we picked up early. They're going to throw that side and that side only.
On their own 27-yard line.
Petruno once again.
Petruno at punt formation.
High, almost. Fair catch by Steve Lunardini. Well, again, excellent field position for the Colts. If they can avoid the penalty, a very costly one, personal foul, and that hurt.
Tom Skypeck said that this is the first year where he's had to use people going both ways all the time. He's from the old school where he wants, 22 players.
Well, his Super Bowl club, of course, had almost two complete units.
He wants 11 on offense, 11 on defense. For this year here, it's showing right now that he's got guys going two sides of the ball.
Costello, 66, the center over the ball.
Nothing.
Play made by number 38.
And again, Raul on the carry. We're wondering if those numbers have been switched, but Roy Dawson hasn't touched the ball yet, right?
No, he hasn't.
Of course, that could be waiting to set it up because he would be the premier threat for the Colts. And Raul on the carry. And that Pacer defense, Don, looking good. Loss on the play of 2, almost 3. Lunardini rolls. That timeout. I'll tell you, that's not Raul. That's Dawson. They switched the numbers. I don't. Let me check it when he takes his helmet off. But
number 82, Brian Lonzak for the Pacers, playing the monster outside linebacker, and inside came up real good on the pitch and enforced it real well.
Brian's a junior, played last year.
Chicopee's comes out and they're playing a straight 5-2 with a monster back going to the wide side of the field, and right now that they're containing the wishbone. They're doing a nice job with it. Comp's got a 3rd and 8. Throwing down for Lunardini. We may see him put it up for the first time.
Here's a timeout. Let's see if we can check. Can check those numbers. Well, I can't tell. You could be correct. 24 could indeed be Dawson, and Ed Rowell is 21. They both look, physically they're both about the same size, so it's difficult. It's kind of surprising Roy hasn't touched the ball yet.
We got a 3rd and a long 8 once again. Let's see if Lunardini is going to put the ball up in the air.
As you know, Coach Skypeck has tried the air route last year and it didn't work. Well,
on the right side, pitch back.
It's a Dawson. High pitch, right idea, but just a short gain. Back to the loss on the play of a yard, and Dizio will be coming into punt.
Defensive tackle Todd Carroll once again coming up that time to enforce that and did a real fine job making a tackle. Dizio's foot's going to be a little tired maybe if this routine keeps going on.
The kick he's had, he put it right over Waiteka's head the first time. Second time, he bounced it by him. Again, it's John Dizio. Jason Costello centers low. Dizio just about. It's a short, low kick, but it's going to, again, he's getting a lot of roll on it. Witeka forgets about it.
Ball rolls down to the 21-yard line.
It's a good play by Witeka that time and letting that ball go. If he picked that up, they wasn't going to gain anything. There was 3 defenders right in his face.
And he probably would have been hammered.
On the play before, on the punt before, when he knocked it down, I thought that was a real good play, because if he didn't, that ball might have rolled down into inside the 10-yard line.
No score, and we're looking at a little more than a minute left in the first half. Chicopee has the better of the activity with 2 first downs, but that's about it. Witeka's gained about 30 yards, but 28 yards to be exact, but that's it. Over the ball, Petruno. The center is Chris Gates. And the ball carrier is Bolduc, number 33.
Mark Bolduc up the middle.
And that's a classic Chicopee style, going back to Steve's dad, Bill Mauger. Right over tackle.
Oh, grind.
Tackle and grind it out.
Grind, 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 grind.
You know, and you don't argue with success.
They have to give the ball to Bolduc, who's the up back in the wishbone formation, to keep people honest a little bit, and hopefully it will open things up for Witeka.
Right, because Comp was waiting for Witeka the last time. Now we've got some movement. Bolduc carries. Okay, nice extra effort by Mark Bolduc.
Mark Bolduc up the middle.
Looked like he wasn't going to get anything. He got an extra yard, but we've got flags down. Looks like it'll be against the Colts, although we'll wait and see. Outside comprehensive, and no doubt about it, there were like 3 or 4 Comp linemen must have crossed the...
Chris Gates must be using a couple different cadences when he gets to the line of scrimmage, because that's twice that's happened so far.
Well, of course, it's the first game of the season, too, so... And as you pointed out, I believe the Colts have only had 1 scrimmage. I think they maybe had 2. I'm not sure. I thought they scrimmaged East Long Meadow and infield, but even then, this is the first game of the season. Todd Carroll is over there talking to referee Tom O'Neill, and
we had a little trouble with the box guy, the guy that holds one of the lines. He moved. He moved the box on him without holding it, and they have to wait for the spot at where the ball previously was.
Well, as I looked up, he was moving, you know.
Outside Colts, declined by Chicopee.
The linesman over there will make sure to talk to him this time, tell him to start holding that box there, because it just makes his job a little longer and a little worse.
2-yard line of Chicopee.
So Bolduc's second effort gets the first down. That's the 3rd one for Chicopee. Chris Gates, the quarterback. He's got Bolduc and Witeka. That time he goes to Witeka, who's got some running room. Breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles. Great second effort for John Witeka.
9 yards on the play by John Witeka.
He gets 9. Warshaw on the tackle, number 7.
He definitely wants the ball to be given to him. You can see the second effort all the time he's given.
2nd down and 1 Pacers.
So the ball is out across the 40-yard line. And we have the end of the first period of play. The score, there is no score. And we'll be right back with the second period of action here from Bill Mauger Field.
Central Oil Company of Chicopee delivers oil whenever you need it, automatically. But there's much more to Central Oil. Did you know Central Oil provides 24-hour burner service by licensed technicians? Did you know Central Oil will install and service all heating systems? Did you know Central Oil is state authorized to service all fuel assistance programs? For heating oil, service, installation, fuel assistance, get to know Central Oil Company on Canal Street, Chicopee.
Okay. Well, Donald, the first period of the 1988 football season is history, and of course, no score, but the Pacers of Steve Mauger are moving the football. They're they're up across their own 40-yard line, but they've looked smart so far.
Both teams, offensively and defensively, look real good for the first game of the year. The flags situation, well, there's been a couple offsides and a personal foul, but you know, those aren't the kind of flags you get early in the year.
Yep.
You know, the bad formations, illegal motions, and things like that. We're not seeing that. We're seeing 2 good coach football teams out here right now.
And let's look over the defense for the Colts.
resting on their own.
Tim Foley's number 70.
Second down and 1 for the first down.
Gates.
They give up the middle.
That's a first down for Mr. Bolduc.
33, Mike Bolduc, the ball carrier.
And as you mentioned, Donald, he's starting to mix it up, giving Bolduc the ball, who's the up back. And it's first down across the 44-yard line, just close to the 45, and it's first down for the Pacers. And that is their 4th first down of the game.
Chicopee's
and
first.
The Colts have none.
Chicopee's first series, I'm sure Coach Mosier was nervous and the other people, and they wanted to give the ball to Witeka because he's the guy that's been there more often than anybody else. Now they try to open it up, the nerves are gone a little bit, and here we go.
A little confusion. Wow, almost a fumble. Maybe there was. There's a lot of movement. Chicopee got the ball back.
Recovered by the Pacers of Chicopee. Bolduc recovered the fumble.
Chris Gates that time riding Bolduc in the hole. And he was probably supposed to take the ball out and go down the line of scrimmage for the option play in the wishbone, but there's so much traffic and confusion in there, he just decided to keep the ball in there.
64, Bobby Liswell was on top of the pile for the Colts.
And
he's on one side, Foley's on the other, and in the middle is number 78, the nose guard.
Timeout. Chicopee High School.
There's our timeout situation.
And that's Brian Kuchar. And that's that's Chicopee's 3rd.
That's their 3rd.
And Comp has used 1. Chris Gates is the quarterback. He's got Bolduc and Witeka. McConnell moving, splitting out. Gates up, incomplete to Langone. He took his eye off of it.
That's a good play right there. Tight end look in.
Good call.
Langone about four yards off the line of scrimmage. Boom, hit him right in the breadbasket. Got to catch the ball in front of him.
Danny Griffin was waiting. He had it, though. He had it in his hands. Of course, again, let's be fair to Langone. This is his first game of the season. And, of course, he's been practicing with Jeff Wilson all this time. And now Wilson is inactive because of an injury. And young Gates is at quarterback. But still a good call by the coach.
31 for the Pacers.
The pitch is to Witeka. He's got some running room.
Pierce had the first down, knocked out of bounds, crossed the 50-yard line.
First down, Witeka.
I think it may be a little short.
Think so?
It's going to be about 2 yards short.
You're right.
Well, Coach Mosier's been stated as saying that Chris Gates may be a better throwing quarterback than Wilson was, but Wilson was a leader on there, and he's been there before.
Right. Well, we watched the last year's game, and Wilson nearly pulled that one out for the Pacers with a great individual effort. Steve Lunardini was the one who finally made the tackle, but coming up, 4th and 2, and it looks like the Pacers are going for it.
Should be going for the first down.
They give it to Witeka. They get a hand on him, but he breaks the tackle, and he's got the first down. Great individual effort by John Witeka.
Across the 45-yard line, down to the 44-yard line of the Colts. Picks up the first down for the Pacers.
Witeka, once again, we could just about diagram that one. That's what they've been running all day long, and he got that because of the linemen on the line of scrimmage stayed with their blocks long enough so he could keep on going and use his second effort.
But again, as you just said a moment ago, he is an excellent football player, and it certainly showed on that effort as he picks up another first down, and they are in Colt territory. And he's got the ball again. And he's got some running room. Jermaine Newman's got him. Great individual defensive play by Jermaine Newman to stop John Witeka, who was getting up ahead of steam.
Number 73.
And he still picked up a good 5.
Number 73, Bob O'Sullivan, was on the outside that time for the Pacers, leading through Witeka, and he just drilled Griffin, and Griffin went to the ground.
Gates over the ball.
Hand off on the left side.
New number that time,
Mark
38.
Dierzakowski with his first carry. A nice, nifty little run by Dierzakowski.
The defense now is probably keying Witeka a little bit more, and it's going to open it up for other people and make some plays.
Reggie Williams on the tackle. And Bobby Liswell again also. So the first sustained drive of the game. Big third down play for the Pacers, 3rd and 2. They've put together 3 consecutive first downs starting on their own 30-yard line, and they are threatening in Colt territory. We're in the second period. This is Chicopee Schools Community Television.
3rd and 2, Chicopee.
Chris Gates. John Witeka, not that time, but he may have the first down anyway.
Officials calling timeout. It looks like it's going to be close. They may have a measurement or to have the referee take a look at it.
Jason Costello on the tackle. Jason wrapped him up as he hit the line. Jason's a senior. Has been moved to center on offense, and of course playing his usual safety position on defense.
Timeout for measurement.
Well, what do you think?
We got a close one.
Boy.
Nope.
Nope.
Short of a first down.
Short by a hair.
Gee, you're right. That's close. Now, of course.
Once again, now we're going to have, what, fourth
down. The backfield, Dzerzikowski, Bolduc, Witeka, and Gates for Chicopee High School. McConnell on one end, and Jeff Langone on the other.
Look for Chris
A lot
Gates.
of experience.
I think it's time to look for Chris Gates for quarterback keeper right here.
Right here,
Just
right.
got to lean right over.
Inches to go for the first down. 4th down and inches.
Foley is up front, and Gates has got it. He's got 3 steps, Don, before they got him.
I'm pretty surprised myself on Chris Gates, how well he's really doing, you know.
He looks like he's a tough competitor. There's no doubt about it. At 145 pounds.
I think the best thing is that, not for Wilson's part, but for Gates' part, that Wilson went down a couple weeks ago in the first scrimmage. It was a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago, and it's given Gates the time to build up and get to this part, this part of his game and where he's at right now.
And they're on the 32-yard line of the Colts. Gates to his favorite target, Witeka, but that time Costello had him, but he got away. Inside the 30, where Liswell put the stopper on him. Jason Costello had him, but he got away.
Second effort once again by Witeka.
But that time, Jason Costello read the play, but couldn't hang on, couldn't get any help. So they got 2 back inside the 30 to the, 29.5-yard line. We got a couple of numbers on the Colt defense. We don't have them in our roster, so we'll check them out at halftime. Big play, Gates, 2nd down. Bolduc inside to the 26. Reggie Williams on the stop.
You're going to have 3rd down and about 5.
Got a little help from Brian Kuchar. Well, Donald, this is a big play right here.
This could be a throwing down, but I really don't think so.
No, I think
we're going to give the ball to Witeka going around some end.
It's not hard to predict Witeka.
No, it's not.
7:04 in the second period of a scoreless football game. The 25th meeting of the Pacers and the Colts from Mauger Field at Zott Park. Gates got plenty of time. He puts it up. Langone's got it.
Once again, that tight end look in. And if you put Langone lined up as a tight end on the left side, all Chris Gates got to do is get the ball from center, look up, and see if he can find him.
He's a big kid. He's a basketball player. He's tall, and that time he held onto the ball.
Chris Gates is just 5'10" now, so he's got to look over to some big linemen to get there to see him. Did a fine job getting him the ball that time.
And we've got so far a 50-yard drive for the Pacers. Another first down. That's their 7th of the game. Chris Gates knocking on the door. Witeka, there he goes. Stopped by Jermaine Newman. Not until he's picked up about 4.
Jermaine Newman playing the corner on that side came up real well and enforced. He's got to enforce outside in and try to bring the play inside. He came up and made a nice open field tackle, which is the hardest play in football to make.
John Wegerson goes in on the goal line defense, number 3. Well, Chicopee's controlled the ball the bulk of the time. The Colts have only had it twice. 2nd and 8 for the Pacers. Bolduc bursts right through inside the 10 to the 7. And this is vintage Mauger football.
Oh, this is total. This is the total package of that right here. Play, dive.
Little chip off the old block.
Oh, shorts. It's almost identical.
Colts have got Foley, Kuchar, Diziel, Liswell in the front. Here comes Foley out.
We have
and there's a timeout. Chicopee, and that's their fourth.
They're going to get one more timeout in this half. Big play here.
Gates over the ball.
The foot of the center over the ball. Gates on a handoff up the middle.
That's one thing during the entire week that they've had to practice and prepare each team for each other. All they really had to do was run their mirrored offense on either side because they both were doing the same thing offensively.
Well, of course, Tom Skypick played for Bill Mauger, and the ball is resting on about the 6. Bolduc up the middle that time, didn't get much, but we've got about a yard to go for a first down.
Now the Colts call timeout. So you're talking 5 timeouts each team for the first half. That's 10 timeouts that the clock can stop in the first, in the first half of football.
And that's not even considering injuries and normal delays in a football game. I suppose the headmasters feel it's part of the purpose of this is it's a teaching thing, and the coaches get an opportunity to spend more time. But I think sometimes it's a bit of overcoach, and of course sometimes it pays dividends.
Sometimes
the coach can call. Obviously, Coach Mauger has been calling a fine drive.
Well, this is the play. This is the play of the first half. It's 4th and a yard.
And of course, Chicopee has not even been able to slow up that play. They know what's coming. They know Gates is going to do it, and that center, Petruno, has been bulldozing that line beautifully. Let's give the kid his proper credit.
With O'Sullivan,
along with O'Sullivan and Carroll, and
both of them are Carroll's 220, O'Sullivan's 210, 6'2", 6'3". Those are big-sized people right there.
And experienced.
Florence, number 70, he's also a big kid, but he hasn't seen much action. He's 6'2", 195. They're definitely using the big boys. Why not use them? They're there.
And he goes to Wateka. He's got the first down.
And close to a touchdown. First and goal at the 2.
Tackle made by number 3, John Wegerson. But he got 5 yards. That's been the story.
That time they ran right behind the big number 73 O'Sullivan.
Yeah. They have been able to move the ball when they've needed it for that short yardage situation, and they're knocking on the door right now, sitting on Comp's 2-yard line. And here's Wateka. He dives. No. Yes.
Yes, the signal's made.
And Chicopee High School draws first blood at the 4:18 mark of the first period as Wateka.
John Wateka on a handoff from Chris Case over the top for 6 points for the Pacers.
2 yards, and that drive, 68-yard drive by the Pacers of Chicopee High School, orchestrated by Coach Steve Mauger. And the Colts
definitely impressive.
Have their work cut out for them dealing with this very large and mobile Chicopee line, which is playing very well right now.
Definitely impressive.
Number 56 is the kicker, and it's good. The kick is by Steve Fortier, and I certainly, what would you give that for style points, Donald?
Style wasn't too good, the end product. A little excitement.
Chicopee High School has certainly been impressive in this drive, Donald. There's no doubt about it. Kicking it off will be, I guess Mr. Fortier is going to do the kicking, right? Steve Lunardini back. It's a poor kick, picked up by 34.
Taken by number 34, John Shimura.
Shimura wanted that ball.
They're going to be in good field position.
Right. Well, you know, Colts have had good field position each time they touch the ball, but they haven't been able to do much with it.
5-yard line, first and 10, Colts at the 35.
Steve Lunardini in his first varsity appearance. Brian Pellin is the backup quarterback.
Dan Griffin for the Colts just came out with a sprained ankle. That might be.
That is not good news for the Colts.
Lunardini, the quarterback.
And that time, let's see where he touched down. Shimura tripped up. Very little gain on that, about a yard, maybe 2.
That time they gave to the up back, Shimura. And he's trying to go and see what's going to happen here. They got to try to open this up a little bit.
Well, you know, the one thing about Coach Skypick, and one of the obvious things about him, is he's a patient coach. He's been around for a long time, and he waits. Now we've got a flag.
It's got to be on the offense that time. Someone must have lined up in the neutral zone. When the referees kill it before the snap, it's 3/4 on the offense.
So the Colts making costly mistakes right here. Right they need is a first down. Believe it or not, they don't have one. And now they're looking at a 2nd and 13. And I think Coach Skypick would just like to get a first down.
3 minutes and 30 seconds in running.
And John Shimura, I think, is the ball carrier. Yes, he is. He's a tough kid. And he wants the ball. I think you're impressed with that, if he wants it.
That's why he's the up back.
That's it.
That's the back that's going to get the most punishment in this wishbone offense. Someone's going to hit him at every play. They faked him on every play.
He slammed right in that time for a quick pickup of 5 yards. It's 3rd down and 8. Steve Lunardini. And Lunardini on the keeper. No, he's close to the first down, but doesn't look like he made it.
Lunardini, similar to Chris Gates' makeup, they're both probably go about 140 to 150 pounds.
The ball at the Colts 44-yard line.
And the tackle was made by Goudreau, number 60. Well, what's Coach Skypick calling? John Wegerson in the game. And now
4th down, number 21's coming out.
Eddie Rowell out of the lineup. Wegerson's a bigger back. He's in there. And there's a timeout for Chicopee. Well, he uses number 5, Donald.
That's their 5th. Well, it's a big down here. If Chicopee can hold them on this 4th down try, you're talking first down and Chicopee going inside the 50.
Right. And of course, again, from a psychological standpoint, the Colts have not got a first down, and it's a big play for them.
We also only have 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go here in the first half of play. I don't know if it would be advisable just to kick that ball and put Chicopee back.
Well, I think I'm sure Coach Skypick has considered that possibility, but again, going back to the fact that hasn't been a first down, they haven't converted, haven't picked up much yardage at all, had a couple of costly penalties. Jermaine Newman has just been called in, and Roy coming out of there. Well, here we go. First big play of his young quarterback career for Steve Lunardini.
He's a tough kid, there's no doubt about it.
Good athlete.
In baseball, he coached Alcinos and coached Labrie for the Ultimate team. He always wanted the ball when it was guts time and when somebody was down.
He's a competitor, as it was his brother Matthew. Lunardini's got the first down, and that was the old triple option bread and butter play, right, Donald?
Go up the middle. If Shimura doesn't have any room, keep it, go outside. If you can get the first down, keep it. If not, pitch it out and see if somebody else can get it.
You know, that time the Chicopee Colts line had a lot to do with it, too. They held Chicopee out of there, and Lunardini had the time to make the decision. And that's the key to the triple option.
2 minutes left to go in the first half.
If the quarterback gets enough time, he can kill you. Now we're ready to go. Steve Lunardini, Chicopee Comp. First down of the first down, and Shamura blasts over the 50-yard line. Now check that. They've placed it down behind the marker.
Shimura's getting the bulk of this down series of downs.
As I said, he's the kind of ball player that wants the football, and he's certainly not afraid to run with it.
49-yard line of the Colts.
Shimura is a junior. Lunardini rolls out, puts it up, intended for Roy. Incomplete.
That time they broke the backfield wishbone up and had Roy split out to our side here, the left side of the field, and had somebody on the right side, Williams on the right side of the field. It was a trying to throw the ball. It didn't look too bad that time.
No, Brett Roy.
Third down, 7.
Roy is quick. But now we go. It's 3rd and 7. What are you going to call, Coach? See, I've only asked you once again in the whole half.
It's definitely a throwing down.
If
they're going to throw second down, they're going to have to come back and throw again on 3rd down.
Rowell in the game, replacing Wegerson.
Same formation as they used before. Williams up top, Roy down to the bottom here.
Gives it to.
And this is the last time you're going to ask me.
Yes.
Wrong again.
Yeah, I tell you, there you go. Shimura on the carry. Didn't get much, but he's inside the 50-yard line, and the Colts have cracked Chicopee territory. And we've got less than a minute to go in the first half of the 25th anniversary game between the Colts and the Pacers. Pacers up 7-0 on a John Wateka touchdown, a Steve Fortier extra point.
Chicopee holds them here. They're going to have a couple chances to go in.
All right, of course, Chicopee has no timeouts. There goes Lunardini. He's got the first down. Nice play by Steve Lunardini, brought down by number 82, Brian Lonzak. And he's got it.
First down.
And stops the clock with 32 seconds left. Timeout, Colts. What have they got, one more?
Two more, that's
two more. Well, Coach Skypik's got 2 timeouts. He's Steve Lunardini taking the Colts inside the 45-yard line to the 43. And that's the second first down. Of course, the Pacers have 8 first downs and 7 points. And again, if we were to evaluate it, Don, conservative football, most assuredly.
On both sides of the ball. There's been one completed pass.
Right, to Jeff Langone.
That was Langone.
Langone, yeah. And that was a short little look-in job.
And they threw that 3 times.
Well, I like that play in high school. In fact, I like it anywhere. That's a very exciting
I liked
play.
it a lot too when I was playing because I was the tight end.
You were the one I was going to say.
That's the only tight end threw the ball to me.
Yeah, throw the look in, right? Every time you went in the huddle.
That's the only tight end threw the ball to me. Other times I drop it anyways.
Yeah. They talk about the wide receivers in pro football. They want the ball on every down. Lunardini back over to Reggie Williams. Little wide. He's got a blocker. Costello in front of him. There he goes.
For a first down and out of bounds.
First down and out of bounds. Reggie Williams on the end around. Big block by Jason Costello on that play. A little bit of Bill Mauger with Tom Skypik making the call. That surprised Chicopee.
Williams may have ran 60 yards.
I know it. If you notice, he kind of veered out. If he'd have cut sooner, he might have been gone.
He really bellied it way back. It's early.
It sure is. First down for the Colts inside the 35-yard line at the 32 of Chicopee High, and we're on the. There's a timeout for Colts, and they've got one more.
Wishbone's tight, split in on this side, Griffin.
Back, and there it is.
It's
to
Griffin.
Griffin.
He's got Williams open.
Complete to Reggie Williams.
Oh, we know Griffin can throw the football.
Well, he was quarterback last year, and we just picked him up in the lineup. Well, that's why he was there. Reggie Williams has it on the 10-yard line. And let me tell you something.
The clock will start once the chains are ready. Here we go. That must have been their last timeout right there.
Yes, it was. Chicopee's got Brett Roy in the game for the Colts. Lunardini running with the ball. He fumbles it. It's a live football, and that's the end of that. And it looked like number 82, Lunardini. That's the end of the quarter. I got Brian Lonzak making the recovery.
Yes, I think Lonzak did too.
Great defensive effort by Chicopee. The Pacers hold the Colts at the 10-yard line, 7-0 at the end of the first half of play. This is Steve Jendryzik and Don LaValle stand by for the second half of today's football game.
Add drama and excitement to your home. Discover for yourself what generations before have known about the timeless beauty of ceramic tile. Offering extraordinary ceramic tile of enduring value and elegance has been the tradition of Ayotte and King for years. This fine collection of distinctive ceramic tile produced by imaginative and skilled artisans has been carefully assembled from all over the world and is available to you only from Ayotte and King, stepping beyond the competition to make our select showrooms your inspiration.
Custom Electronics in downtown Chicopee. Expert sales and service for over 25 years. Custom can handle almost any repair job, from televisions and VCRs to microwave ovens. If you're looking for new equipment, you'll get variety, professional advice, and the security of knowing Custom Electronics services what it sells. Come see the latest in 8mm, VHS, and Super VHS camcorders. A wide variety of accessories is also available. That's Custom Electronics, 238 Exchange Street, Chicopee.
Have you ever wanted to be in the studio audience of a television show? Now you have that opportunity, and you don't even have to go to California or New York. You can come watch us tape images right here at Cable Channel 5 in Chicopee. If you want to come to the show, you can write for free tickets. Write Images Tickets, care of Cable Channel 5, 180 Broadway, Chicopee, Massachusetts, 01020.
I love hiking in the forest.
You know, Robin, forests are more than just great places to go hiking in.
They are?
Sure. Forests are homes to lots of different animals. We get wood from forests, and they help keep our air and water clean.
Gosh.
But our forests are threatened by development and people who don't treat them with respect.
Yeah.
To find out how you can help, write to Forests National Wildlife Federation,
Washington, D.C. 20036.
How'd you know that address?
A Frog Scout's always prepared.
It's raining, honey. You better get the bucket.
All fixed, dear.
What'd you do, take out a loan?
You could say that.
The library. Know-how. No charge.
This is Chicopee Schools Community Television.
Well, we've had an exciting first half of football. The territorial advantage, of course, of the Pacers of Steve Mosier with 8 first downs, but the Colts flurried at the end. They're down by a touchdown, and they drove all the way to the Pacer 10-yard line, and then an errant fumble as time ran out, turned the ball over. Chicopee Comp will receive.
We're not going to see Danny Griffin in the second half for the Colts. So. He's got a knee problem. He's got ice on his knee right now on the bench.
And of course, he closed out that first half with a great pass to Reggie
Williams.
Williams.
It was a great pass. If he had a little more air on that pass, if Williams might have had 6 points, this might have been a different ball game.
As it is, it's important for the Colts to establish themselves here in the early going. The Pacers have looked good on defense and good on offense. Well-drilled, two fairly well-drilled teams considering all the scuttlebutt before the game about injuries and problems. We had a fine first half.
Well, I think some of the injuries and problems that the Colts were saying were just, a little front, I think, because Foley come on here and he's done a fine job on the offensive and
he's looked good
line.
Both ways, right? And Tillotson has played, Reggie Williams also. Fortier will do the kicking, Steve Fortier.
Let's see if we can get a little more distance than we did on the last one.
He's had a tough go. He's a senior. And he gets a little more foot into it. Aggressive run back by
number 20.
Number 20 for the, that's a new number. And that's Kevin Funk.
Kevin Funk on a return. First and 10 for the Colts.
And he came out, yeah, it's a good run back.
Hey,
didn't get that much, but he took the ball and went right at him.
Took the ball, brought it right up the gut.
And he's got, again, the Colts at the 36-yard line.
Far end of the gate, at the south end of the gate.
Steve. And it's Eddie Raul on the carry.
Again, your attention, please. The Principal Kursdale from COP and Principal Morissette meet with Mr. John Schmura, Sergeant John Schmura, at the south end of the field. Thank you. There was second down and 5 for the Colts.
Raul's a newcomer, and we don't know much about him, but the coach is going to him. And we have a delay. Apparently there's a problem with someone's blowing a whistle in the stands, and that's what the delay is all about. Ready to go, Steve Lunardini. Good deception, but not much of a gain on the play as its ball was carried by Shimura. Tackle made by number 82, Brian Lonzak, a number we've been calling a lot of, a very fine football player.
Those using a whistle, would you please refrain from it? It disturbs from the action out on the field. We kindly request that you refrain from using any whistles. Thank you.
Lunardini. And a big hole for Shimura. And on the tackle, number 26 with Teka, who's playing both ways.
Big gain on the play, and up to the first down. The ball just across the 50-yard line. First and 10 for the Colts.
Roy Dawson on the carry, number 72 brings him down. Todd Carroll.
Roy Dawson, the ball carrier. Gain of 5 on the play, brings up a second down and 5 for the Colts. The ball just across Chicopee High's 45-yard line.
Lunardini bringing him up.
Second and 5. That time, the defensive charge of the Pacers stops John Shimura cold.
Brings up a third down.
The Colts are running right behind Liswell, number 64, the left guard.
Well, Bobby's playing both ways. Number 66 comes into the game for the Pacers, Jason Carroll.
Shimura's having some success running right over him.
Lunardini.
Same play again. Lunardini pulls it out.
Pitches out to Raul. And it's close to the first down. At time, poor Tom O'Neill, the official, puts it down, and it looks like a first down.
First down for the Colts.
Yes, it is. First down.
The Pacers better go back to the 5-2 defense that they were tailing in the first half, because what they're doing right now is just not working right.
Top at the Chicopee High 38-yard line.
Steve Lunardini over the ball. It's Shimura. Lunardini keeps it after faking it to Shimura, and he's stopped by number 58, Mark Lewis.
The defense has to really stay home. Each person on the defense got to stay and do their own job and not get sucked in or sucked out from the wishbone offense.
Right.
And if they do, then there's going to be an opening, and if there's not, Lewis is going to be there to make the play like that, like he did in that time right there.
We have a second down and 8. Lunardini. Back to pass.
Reggie Williams. Williams is still on his feet. Extra effort by Reggie Williams. Takes the ball inside the 20-yard line.
The pass from Ronaldini to Ronald is complete. Good enough for the first down, a 20-yard gain. The ball being spotted at the 17-yard line.
That time, left-hander Lunardini rolled away from his left-hand side to his right, but he still threw back left side.
Yeah. And you know,
we have a timeout, Pacers.
Timeout, Chicopee.
Lunardini's looked like a busted play. There goes Dawson.
There goes Dawson.
Nice second effort. Got a little bit out of it. Tackle made by number 60, John Goudreau.
John Wegerson, number 3, was also in the backfield for, I think, one of the first times of the day today.
Yeah, well, he's been running in and out with Raul. At that time, we were just talking about Roy Dawson, and he made an extra special effort that time and took the ball close to the 15-yard line. But it brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Colts. Steve Lunardini is the quarterback.
Ball on the 16-yard line of Chicopee. Lunardini.
And that time, confusion. Into the center of the line.
That's what you get when you run the wishbone. You've seen it on both sides. It's that first dive back to fullback. You got to get it to put the ball in his gut, and you still got to pull it out to go on with the option.
Right. That time, John Shimura and Lunardini had difficulty with the handout in the center. The Chicopee High School line was waiting for him. Coach Skypek talking to his quarterback, Steve Lunardini, who's a senior and playing his first varsity game at quarterback. Last year he was a defensive back and a very good one.
Both these quarterbacks on both teams are brand new, like we said, and they've both done a super job. They haven't hurt their clubs.
Right. Keeper on the Lunardini. Last second he pitches it out to Raul, and Raul brings the ball inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line, about a yard short of a first down.
It's going to be a big 4th down right here.
This is it.
Lonzak in on the stop for Chicopee.
Lonzak again on the stop. And of course, you know, I'm not going to ask Donald what's he going to call, but this is a tough situation because Chicopee certainly on defense has been very aggressive and tough. Some new numbers coming into the lineup for the Pacers is Goudreau.
I'd look to see Shimura get the ball over to center.
Well, let's see what Coach Skypek
so let's not look for that.
Right. Steve Lunardini ready to go. And you're right, and he didn't quite handle the ball. He fumbled it, and the Colts have no, it's not in the end zone. And the ball must have touched down. Well, if we can reiterate that play, apparently John Shimura fumbled the football. Eddie Raul picked it up, and apparently the line judge, if I'm not mistaken, Donald says he was down on the 1-yard line. It's a first down.
Down first and goal on the 1. There's a big break right there for the Colts.
There's a break indeed. Of course, Chicopee High School, all kinds of maroon jerseys around, but Raul came up with the football, and the Colts are on the 1-yard, well, closer than that, Don.
1-inch line.
1-inch line. Let's see what they call, and I would guess maybe Mr. Lunardini is going over the top.
Well, that may be the last thing I think I may be looking for because his body weight's so small.
Well,
something's going on here right now. We have discussion.
You know, that was an odd call. Either Raul didn't control the football or what, or he just touched it down there. You can't run with a fumble in high school football.
You're allowed to advance a fumble. Offense is allowed to advance a fumble. And the defense is allowed to advance a fumble if a defender hasn't.
If he caught it on the fly?
If he catches on the fly.
Well, we couldn't see. I don't know if he did or didn't.
Oh, Lunardini's going in.
I can't imagine why he didn't make it.
It looks to me like he's still sitting on that 1-inch line.
I can't believe that. Well, he didn't. Look where the ball was on the 1-inch, right? That's where he didn't make it.
Must be one more blade of grass he didn't roll over.
You know, it seemed like forward momentum when you've got a half a foot to go, but he didn't have much forward momentum. As you said, he's a little guy. And that big Chicopee line with Todd Carroll standing right in the middle, 86. And next to him, number 73, Bobby O'Sullivan. I don't know, maybe they should run around in, huh? 60 in there is Goudreau. They're big fellas. Again, it's Lunardini. And again, that time, he's got to be in. Oh, my God.
Well, they're looking. People are looking.
I can't believe that. He's in the end zone. He's got to be in.
The officials are. They haven't signaled quite yet.
Touchdown.
I don't believe that. He went forward. He had to go into the end zone.
They're trying to pull people off right about now.
Well, they said he didn't make it.
Lunardini's the one underneath that pile. He may be in trouble.
Well, down is Jason Costello, the center.
And someone's down, 66 for the
That's
Colts.
Costello.
Yep.
That's their center, and he's hurt. And, well, what do we have?
Number 58 is coming in to play center.
Is that a timeout?
No, it's not.
It's not.
Fortin.
Fortin is in at center. Fortier. Mike Fortier is now going to be the center. He's the backup man, and neither one, he nor Jason, have any experience at center for the Colts. This is a tough situation for him. He's looking right at Todd Carroll. That's got to be a tough situation.
Todd Carroll's held his own in there in this year's announce.
Big play, and there goes Lunar. He didn't make it that time. Or he did.
There is no signal being made. Yes, there is. There is.
Well, I don't believe that.
Very happy
I don't believe it. I can see Steve Mauger has got a case, I think. Either the whistle didn't blow because Lunardini was stopped dead in his tracks, and timeout, Pacers. No. And Carroll, of course, is being pulled away. And we're going to have a little discussion. Basically, I think what the discussion is going to be about the whistle, whether a whistle was blown, because it looked like Lunardini was stopped cold.
The best thing, I'm not degrading any official, you got to make that call right away.
That's right.
And sell it. If you wait a long time, it's harder to sell it later.
It seems to me he was in the end zone on the second down.
And then his second try.
Sure.
And even on this play, his second try, his momentum looked like it popped off, then carried him in the end zone. I think Coach Mauger may be arguing that his momentum has been stopped and the whistle should have been blown the first time.
Well, that's an argument that he can't win.
But you have to play your whistle. Once again, you play the whistle until the whistle is blown. And if they don't play the whistle, then Lunardini can slide off and slide into the end zone like he did that time.
Well, I think the argument is immaterial because he was in the end zone on the second down anyway. So that this time, of course, you're right, though. They should make that call immediately. A delayed call on a touchdown.
You got to sell it.
Yeah, it's tough.
They just went so many yards, and and they want to come away with something. And on the other hand, on the side of the ball, the Pacers want to stop them from doing it.
So the Colts have the football for the extra point. The touchdown is good, finally, as Coach Skypick went to Lunardini 3 times, not risking a handoff in that close, and Lunardini scores and does it at 4:41 of the third period, and it's 7-6, and Dizio will try his first extra point of the season, and a big one.
And he's a good kicker, so.
Well, Lunardini is the holder. Dizio, perfect. I'll tell you that. This fella is going to be called upon to kick some field goals this year for the Colts.
No doubt about it. Especially the way the offensive line has been disintegrated with the injuries and people that are hurt a little bit. And as we saw today, the trouble of moving the ball. That's the only real good series that they've had all day, the whole game.
That's a 60-yard drive for the 58-yard drive for the Colts, keyed by quarterback Lunardini scoring. But when the Colts went to the Super Bowl in '85, if their field goal kicker hadn't been hurt, Neil Martell, they would have won that game because they took the ball inside several times, and Martell was out for the season with a hamstring, and they lost their kicker. And a kicker in high school is very important. Well, the Pacers, with 4:41 in the third period, have a tie game on their hands with the Colts.
And the Pacers haven't touched the football yet.
Right, and this is, I'm sure Coach Mauger is here, Bill Mauger, I mean, and watching two of his proteges, his son Steve and Tom Skypick, and they're playing Mauger ball here today.
Just grind the ball on the ground, on the ground.
Spots the ball for the kickoff at the 40-yard line.
Dizio does the kicking, and Witeka is back in single safety. John is waiting for the referee's signal, and there's a delay. What the holdup is here, they're counting the players on the field. Here we go. There's the whistle. Tie game, 4:41 in the third period. Pacers Colts for the 25th time.
Boy, he's got a good foot.
Boy, he can kick.
That's against the wind right there, and that's down to the 6-yard line.
But here goes Witeka.
Oh, nice tackle by number 44 for the Colts. The kicker.
Johnny Diziel, the kicker, makes the tackle. Does everything on that play. Good athlete. He plays linebacker on defense.
Usually the kicker, he's supposed to just be the safety, but they sent him down on a wrecking crew. Great play.
Witeka brings it out
28-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Pacers.
to the 28. We'll pick up the defensive numbers. Dawson's on one side on the corner, along with Jermaine Newman. Bobby Warshaw
Number 12, the cornerback, Chris Gates.
and Wegerson are on the corners, and there goes Witeka. Beautiful block thrown by number 72. Witeka driven out of bounds by Diziel, but the key block by Todd Carroll.
Todd Carroll along with Langoni, who is the left tight end that time, made a nice play. John Wegerson, they're going to have to ask, the Colts are going to have to ask a little bit extra from him because he's got to go in there and fill in for Griffin, who's the captain of the team, one of the co-captains.
And that time, Todd Carroll threw a fantastic block, and we're first down for Chicopee. Witeka with a big gainer. And you're right, the loss of Dan Griffin is going to hurt this Colt defense, and John Wegerson just got to rise to the occasion. And they go right back the same way, and Diziel, what a hit!
Oh, there's a flag. There may be a face mask.
No, it's something else.
44, John Diziel.
We can't see, they're discussing it, and he's pointing at Chicopee.
Appears to be against the Colts.
Personal foul.
Colts.
It's like a personal foul against Cobb.
I think he might have called him coming up with his arms after the tackle or something. I really couldn't see what it was.
I didn't see anything on the play, but
I couldn't see what it was.
that's going to hurt. Great defensive play has turned into a first down for the Colts, and I don't understand the call, but again, we didn't see it. Apparently it happened inside.
Personal foul against the Colts, first down for the Pacers. The ball at the top, 36-yard line.
36, first down, Chris Gates, and the Pacers are moving. And there goes their big mover, Johnny Witeka.
Hey, running right behind number 72.
Todd Carroll.
Carroll, he's doing a job just like he did in the first half. He's blowing out those defensive linemen, keeping his feet moving and doing a fine job. Him and O'Sullivan, the two big guys in that line. It's getting a little dark here. They may have to turn the lights on, or us put on jackets because it's going to rain.
I was just going to say, Don, don't talk like that. Mr. Lesson will be awfully upset when all his equipment gets wet here.
Hey, forget the equipment. How about us?
2nd and 8. Chris Gates. Witeka, flag down. Jermaine Newman can't stop him. Warshaw knocks him down, but we've got a flag. And I think
closest to us,
from where it went down, backfield in motion, I would think.
It might have been. It may not have been set for a second.
Offside
no, it's going
Colts.
against the Colts.
Flag down on the play. Gain of about 6 would make it 3rd and 1. However, a flag.
And the penalties have hurt the Colts today.
Yeah,
and the last
they
two
have
that personal foul penalty, and now this one has hurt.
There was a personal foul in the first half.
Yeah.
That put him down, going a little bit.
So they, Captain Langone takes the penalty. Langone, and the ball is we're waiting until they put it down, but it's apparently going to be.
Concerned about the penalty.
Well, there's a delay out here.
Once again, the box was moved.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. I thought where he was putting the ball down, it seemed 5 yards. That looked more like they were giving him 8. Now we're back to where we should be, right. So that'll bring up a
offside Colts.
Ball is at the
Still
27-yard line, and it's second down and 2. 2nd and 2 for the Pacers, and they're on the move. They've gotten 3 first downs with the assist of a penalty. They are now close to another first down. Petruno is over the football. He's the, see if we can pick up that offensive line. They're looking
Chris
good.
Gates, the quarterback, gets the ball. A handoff to
Witeka.
Witeka stopped. Ball behind the line.
And Witeka stopped by Wegerson and Warshaw, along with Foley.
Foley's got to come up.
Dawson.
Foley's got to grin up a little bit and go and get it. He's got to do the job in that offensive line for some of the other people. And a couple other people got to start picking up because Griffin's not in there. And Griffin is one of the standout defensive players on that squad.
Brings up a 3rd down and 3.
Coming in for the Colts is number 61, Matt Tillotson on defense. That'll be his first appearance on defense. Gates to Witeka. He's got some running room. He's got the first down. John Witeka inside the 25 to the 22. John Witeka, the workhorse of this Pacer backfield, close to, he's probably close to 100 yards.
Number 7, Walsh over there came up and made the stop, the saving tackle, it looked like from here.
Well, that's Warshaw, Bobby Warshaw, number 7, who's not really that big, but is a fine football player.
Wrestling on the Colt 23-yard line.
Now we've got a timeout by the Pacers. Pacers have definitely a large front line, and the Colts, of course, are a little bit lighter. Now we're ready. Chris Gates is the quarterback, his first appearance as a quarterback.
Done a super job.
Yep, Bolduc and Derzakowski in the backfield along with John Witeka. McConnell's on one end, Langoni's on the other. Here we go, first down.
Chris Gates
and it's Witeka, and there he goes.
Good gain on the play. Looks like a gain of about 5.
Good cutback that time. Looked like Witeka had the outside corner he could have gotten. He cut the ball back that time.
Got 8.
Inside the grain. Got a good pickup.
7.
Lunardini came up to make the stop from the safety spot, which is going both ways, safety and quarterback.
Yes, he is. He's on the 18-yard line. It's 2nd down and 5, they say. I'd say closer to 4. And Witeka is carrying the ball on every down.
17-yard line.
Right behind that big Chicopee line. And it's Witeka again, same play. There he goes. Inside the 10-yard line to the 8.
First down. Witeka doesn't even look like he's really that tired out there. This is the first, right now, matter of fact, it's the first time I've seen him go to his knees and get a breath of air.
Number 65, Eric Risley, was on the stop. And I said it was inside the 10, it's at the 11. Petruno is over the football. He's got number 58 on one side, that's Mark Lewis. Witeka again, that time they're waiting for him. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by Reggie Williams and Matt Tillotson.
Nothing. Nothing. Yep.
Here we go again.
Gates coming to the line of scrimmage.
Pass incomplete. Pass intended for number 87, Tommy McConnell.
This is the first time they threw the ball to McConnell today.
Yep, and a little razzle-dazzle. And that brings up a 3rd and 10.
Check one.
Well, we're going to wait. We have company going overhead.
Chris Gates is in a throwing situation here.
Pass is complete to McConnell.
First down. The officials are calling 4th down.
And we've got the ball resting on about the 3-yard line.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
And they'll be moving the other way. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, we've got a tie game. 7 for the Pacers, 7 for the Colts, but Chicopee is 4th down on the 3. We'll be right back.
Don't gamble with your finances. Explore all the possibilities before you make your next financial move. The professional staff at Chicopee Cooperative, the Good Bank, can help. Bring your questions on mortgage loans, savings plans, consumer loans, or other financial matters to the experts. They have the answers at the Good Bank, Chicopee Cooperative Bank, 637 Front Street, or call 592-4721 for fast, courteous service.
Well, we're back, and the excitement building. A 4th and 2 for Chicopee, and we're going to put Coach John LaValle on the spot. What do you call it, Coach?
4th and 2. Well, if things are going right, we call another timeout.
Well, I guess it's got to be John Witeka.
Oh, you have to give the ball to Witeka, but I don't think you can give the ball to him in the inner line. I think he's got to get the ball on the outside, either right or left, where he can do something about it. So he has something he can do. If you give the ball to anybody by or near the interior line, there may be some problem.
Well, you know, 2 yards, it seems awfully short, but down when you get into that territory, it's not.
When, you know, the Colts are out here and they're playing in their goal line defense, and they brought in all their big boys, so they got to give them the ball to the outside.
Brian Kuchar. Ball is fumbled.
They gave him the ball and they tried to get outside, but just the left side of the Pacers offensive line and the right side of the defensive line really made a good splurge of force, and they turn the ball over. 1st down Colts.
Well, Chicopee, it's 5 first downs and a great drive. Goes for naught. And Steve Lunardini in the 4th quarter. We've got 11 minutes and 55 seconds of football, and it's all tied up, just the way we started.
Well, in high school football now, there's a tie-breaking rule, but that's only in the Suburban League.
Oh, I see.
But once again, this is an independent game, and I don't know if the Suburban League takes an effect since this is the home game of the Suburban League team.
Oh.
So there may be a tiebreaker thing here. We're not quite sure yet, though.
Lunardini is weird. I haven't used that word today, but that time he was nailed.
So we may have something else different coming along later on.
Yes, a little excitement. Number 72 for the Pacers, and of course that's Todd Carroll. Slammed through there and broke up that play, and that took the ball back to the 3-yard line. And here comes John Weggers into the game along with Lunardini, and out comes Eddie Rowell.
With the ball that far in Comp's hole, Lunardini's got a long way to run back and forth for the plays.
Right, you know, that's what we talk about. It's a real workout getting the plays. Puts on about 500 miles. Lunardini in the end zone. He gives it to, looks like Dawson.
That's 24 Dawson.
And he's out close to the 10.
Lunardini's had to be running at least 3 miles today in this game.
Yeah, he was running right behind Tim Foley.
Coach Skypeck's looking for Newman. Looks like Newman's going to check into the game offensively.
Yeah, and going in, of course, that time we've said we haven't seen Roy Dawson, and he is their premier running back. So
Newman in, Roy out.
And here comes the rain, Donald. And there's my umbrella in the car. Steve Lunardini. Dawson, there he goes!
Again, and he's gone. It's a foot race between him and
no flags, they'll never catch him.
Number 24, Dawson. He said he was being hit for something, and he was hit for the big play.
When you watched Coach Tommy Skypeck, he is, what's the word, crafty?
Different?
Yeah. Here was his best runner, as we said, who had not touched the football most of the game. And he just electrified this crowd, some good blocking. on the left-hand side of that line. But once Roy Dawson gets in the clear, he's gone.
He's got good foot speed, good athlete.
He just put his head down, and to credit Chicopee's linebackers, they don't have that kind of speed. He's a track man and runs the 100 for Chicopee Comprehensive, and that time he was gone. 90 yards, and the Colts are up. Diziel with the extra point. It's good. Diziel will do the kicking with Teka the receiving at 10-10. The Colts have stunned the Pacers with 2 second-half touchdowns, and they're in the lead.
This rain has stunned me.
Well, I tell you, I had the umbrellas in the car.
Set the kickoff for Kopp.
He's got a good foot. See how far he puts the ball down there now.
He's a sidewinder, and what a boot. Wojciech chases it. He steps into the end zone, and out he comes.
Lunardini, number 22, down to make the play.
Yep. And that's something of a mismatch height-wise. John's a big fella, but he took the gamble.
Open field tackle by Lunardini that time. Boy, he's done it all today.
You know, and let's credit Diziel. What a kick. This kid's going to be a factor in the Colts season. There's no doubt about it.
Kicking a game is as good as a defense.
Gates is the quarterback. He's back to throw. He gets it up. Reggie Williams intercepts. Langoni with the tackle. And the Pacers are in trouble as the Colts have the ball at the 16-yard line. Reggie Williams with the interception.
You can only throw the ball to your left side so many times.
And Reggie was waiting, and certainly one of the finest defensive players probably in the AA conference. Reggie Williams, who's been hurt all week, has just made the play of the game.
In the first quarter, he almost picked one out for 6 points, and that time he was there.
Very opportunistic and very quick. Reggie Williams, a senior. Lunardini over the ball. He's looking for Roy. He's covered. Lunardini runs with it. Driven out of bounds. Nice tackle by John Witeka. Short gain on the play.
Well, it's a 3rd and 17 now, and it's definitely a throwing situation. But Comp may, elect to just run the ball.
You never know, right?
And just try to play a little safe and try not to get a turnover here. This may, I don't know if this is field goal range for him, but
well,
25.
You know, there isn't much wind here right now. Everything is pretty
behind
still.
him a little bit.
Yeah.
So
3rd down, 3rd and 17. Coach Skypek has sent in the play. The Colts may just squander this golden opportunity.
Just short of the Chicopee High 25-yard line.
Look to see Dawson.
Lunardini, the quarterback.
He rolls out. Here comes the rush. There looks like a hold coming up. It's going to be. And that won't count because the Colts were caught holding on that one, and that's going to be the call, right?
There's 2 flags.
I saw it. Well, the pass was complete. A great pass by Steve Lunardini is negated by a holding call against somebody in the Colt backfield.
Illegally downfield.
Looks like an ineligible receiver downfield.
Well, that's a double, right? And I don't usually call penalties, but Tom O'Neill, the referee, and I both saw the hold as the Chicopees, it looked like Jeff Langoni was held as he was rushing.
There is a hold, and he gave the preliminary the signal when he tapped the top of his head. That means illegally downfield, too. So we have something else out there, too.
Oh, they're carrying on a discussion with Langoni. He's probably going to take 5 minutes to explain it.
Downs. If it's illegally downfield, it will be a loss of down. But
so which one do they take?
Decline. He took the hold.
Well, obviously the holding was a much longer penalty.
They wanted to push him back. So now it's 3rd and
35-yard line.
Well, and we're looking at the light hasn't. Oh, we go 26 yards to go for a 1st down. 3rd down again. Lunardini I guess he's going to throw it. No, he's going to give it to Roy Dawson, who's going to get nothing. Chicopee waiting that time, and Roy is slow getting up. The center of that Pacer line, calling the defensive signals, Mark Bolduc.
Score leads Yankees 1, Red Sox 1, 8th inning.
And a light rain is falling. Well,
Light's better
John
than
Dizio is certainly out of field goal range here, but the Colts are going to punt it. And Dizio will do the punting, try to push Chicopee back with 8:07
I'm sure
left.
the Pacers will put some pressure on him here, try to block this.
Here they come, and it's a quick kick, but it may make the end zone. No.
Oh,
you know,
1 yard line.
If we were to pick the Chevrolet player of the game, he just might be that kicker.
He's done a great job kicking, punting, putting him in the hole to start their offense.
You know, that was I've seen some college games. That was a college-style kick. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he did it. He kicked the ball deliberately over there.
Let the roll take the ball out of bounds.
You notice he didn't put much foot into it. He just kind of nudged it. Amazing. Well, the Pacers certainly not out of this game by any means, but now they've got their work cut out for them. They're on their own 1 yard line. Chris Gates is the quarterback. And coming right out is Johnny Witeka. And he brings it right out to the 8 yard line.
Knocked about the line of scrimmage, and he fought for a 6-7 yard gain.
Well, he's gained over 100 yards today, and Reggie Williams on the tackle.
Brings up a 2nd down and 3.
You know, we were discussing a little earlier, Donald, about that suburban league rule. And certainly, I would think if it is a home game for Chicopee, and of course it's an independent game, so maybe the rule has been waived.
Where would the sword go if there was a tie?
That's true. There he goes. That time it's a fellow hasn't touched the ball, Mark Dzierkowski. Dzierkowski has a 1st down, and here come the Pacers roaring right back up the field.
Dzierkowski, that's his first carry of the second half. He had 1 or 2 carries in the first.
And he's got the ball out to the 22-yard line, and here come the Pacers. 6:59 to go, and it's 14-7 Colts.
Yeah, there's plenty of time on the side still.
Gates on a handoff.
That time, a delay on top of the pile is Timmy Foley, along with number 64, Bobby Liswell, and they stop that play cold.
Brings up a 2nd down and 8.
Gain of about 2. Rain falling now, and that may a little bit inhibit the passing game right about here. That time, no surprise, and no gain on the play, as leading the defense that time was Brian Kuchar, number 78, and a loss on the play brings up a 3rd and 10, and now Coach Steve Mauger sending in John Witeka with the play. Big down for Chicopee High School on their own 23-yard line. They're down by a touchdown. 3rd and 9. Chris Gates is the quarterback. Everybody split wide. Single setback. Gates back to throw. He's got time, and you guessed it. There he was, Reggie Williams. And that time, Reggie smelled out that play. Yeah, he does a lot of freelancing. And that time he switched sides. Petruno to kick, and there's a timeout for Chicopee. Now again, Donald, that's number 3 for them. They'll have 2, and both teams will huddle with their respective coaches. Pacers, of course, dodged a bullet as Williams intercepted. Chicopee Comp close, but the Pacer defense rose to the occasion, led by Jeff Langoni, and stopped the Colts cold. Right. There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time. 5:28. They're going to go with the kick. That's what he did last year. The kick is partially good kick. Good kick. Lunardini gambling. Downs it at the 49. Bolduc on the stop. Colts take over. Well, John Wegerson in the backfield to get a little size back there. He's replacing Eddie Rowell. Lunardini to call the plays. We're at the 49-yard line. And knowing Coach Tom Skypeck, he's going to try to chew that clock up right now. Lunardini to Dawson. He gets to the 45. And he gets about 4. So that'll be second down and 6. Well, you know, again, you're saying, where was he? You know, why he wasn't getting to touch the ball, but he is definitely one of the premier runners in the AA conference. He's got it again. There he goes. Well, you know, for a fellow who didn't touch the ball in the first half, he's got 150 yards right now. And he is exciting. Yeah, he really, well, whatever Coach Skypeck was thinking. Of course, the Pacers controlled the game in the second period. They held it for over 9 minutes and scored. And but that time, Roy Dawson, which is a Roy Dawson trademark, he cut upfield, looked for the open area, and it was only John Wojteka, who is without a doubt the best player on the Chicopee High football team, that drove him out of bounds. 4:35 to go. Lunardini with a first down. And there goes Dawson again. I think he's going to, he's going to tell him. Of course, you got to look at it from Roy's point of view. There were 9 guys there chasing him, you know. He didn't want to become a marshmallow. Especially leading the charge was Todd Carroll. I don't want to get in his way. He could do damage to a Toyota. And the rain, of course, now increasing. Of course, running out of bounds, Roy stopped the clock. But, of course, he also picked up some yardage. It's second down and 8. Deep in Chicopee territory at the 20-yard line. That time again. It's John Shimura on the carry. John Godreau on the tackle. On the sidelines, assistant coach Matt Lunardini talking with his brother Steve, and Matt, of course, the Super Bowl quarterback of the Colts. And now they've decided to call time, which unofficially we have as their first. Steve Lunardini is the quarterback. He's got Wegerson and Dawson and Shimura in the backfield. And that time it's a bump. Steve's holding on. He puts it up, but it's too far. Wide open was Reggie Williams. Wow, was he clear. Yeah, he rushed it, but again, he's a first-year quarterback, and .343, and we see number 44. Number 44 is in the game. This is going to be a kick and a half. It's perfect. Never mind. Right down the middle. Well, there he is. He's the Chevrolet player of the game. John Dizio, who's been kicking since he was a freshman. And certainly he's learned his craft as he has made the difference here with a, what did we give that one, Donald, a 36-yarder? 36-yard field goal. And it looks like the Ames, the fabled Ames sword, an 1896 naval sword made by the Ames Manufacturing Company in Chicopee, may remain on Rolfe Avenue for the 5th straight year. 3:38 to go. Dizio kicks a 36-yard field goal. And he'll be kicking off. Dizio to the right, the kick picked up by Bolduc. He's got some running room. And he brings it all the way out to the 46-yard line for the Pacers. Hey, they're not out of it yet. 3:30 to go. We didn't mean to be a little presumptuous to say the game was over, but you know, one of the factors when you say that, Don, this weather is not going to help a passing game. And that time it's Foley, and let's see if we can pick up a few other numbers. Foley and Liswell, of course, who have played very well on defense today. That's right, they've been in there both ways. And the clock is running. I've got Chicopee should have at least one more timeout. What, he got him for 2 more? Yeah. Gates puts it up. Incomplete. As we said, the weather is definitely, Gates has shown he certainly can throw the football, but the rain is coming down very hard, as you can see, and Donald can feel. Bobby Warshaw in the lineup. It's Newman and Warshaw on the right-hand side with Reggie Williams, Steve Lunardini, and Roy Dawson on the defense. Gates has got time, decides to run with it. Not a good decision. He didn't have anybody open. That was the play, it just didn't go. Quarterback draw. But for the 5th straight time, the Colts may well be taking the sword back to Aldenville. And again, we've got a, as we were saying earlier, Coach Skypek a little devious during the week about some of his comments about this team. Gates calling signals. He's got to throw it. He's looking for McConnell. It's a wobbly pass, incomplete. And there again, the rain had a lot to do with that. He didn't get a good grip on it. Pass was intended for McConnell, who's looking for a call, but looked like more like a slip. 2 minutes, 37 seconds. The Colts leading 17-7. Lunardini, Dawson, and John Diziel accounting for the scoring. Well, what, flag on pass interference? It looked like a slip from here. It's hard to make that call when a field is getting slick. Yeah, I wish he would because it's raining. Here we go. 1st and 10, Lunardini. He's looking for Dawson, and here comes a great play by number 82, Brian Lonzak. He smelled that play out all the way. He got an assist from number 56 is Steve Fortier. They're out. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 24 seconds left. You know, actually, that's the kind of a play Coach Skybeck doesn't mind because that chews up a lot of clock time. Lunardini calling signals. That time he gives it to Johnny Shimura, and Johnny just rams through across the 50 to the 49-yard line where he's met by number 72, Todd Carroll, who definitely has had a great game today. But again, you know, as Chicopee, of course, .150 to go in the game. Lunardini to Dawson. He's met by Brian Lonzak and Mark Lewis. And he picks up a couple of yards. And the clock is running. Chicopee has used up all their timeouts. And Coach Skypeck is going to be satisfied with letting the clock run right here as he carries on a long discussion with Steve Lunardini on the sidelines. And Steve is telling him he wants to throw a 90-yard pass, but the coach is saying, gee, not at this time, Steve. And in comes Diziel. They're going to kick it, which kind of surprises me, but with a kicker like Diziel, it's not a bad idea. No, he kicks it straight down the field into the end zone, which stops the clock. But now, I think what we're looking at is one of the premier kickers in Western Massachusetts. This fella, that time, he can kick those without even trying. He had a heavy rush coming, didn't bother him a bit. He just kicked the ball 50 yards without trying. Yep, remember Griffin? Yeah. Well, I saw him kick an 85-yarder at Comp in a typhoon against Holyoke. You know, as the wind tunnel effect at Comp. Griffin was kicking in his own, practically in his own end zone. He kicked it to the 15-yard line. The ball just kept going and going. And of course, he kicked at Dartmouth. Gates puts it up to McConnell. Yeah. 26, Johnny Witeka. And if you've been a fan of these, by the way, this is our 10th year of broadcasting football. And of course, the hook and ladder play became famous in Bill Mauger's last game here. Yep. Everybody spread wide. 42 seconds. Gates is back. Here comes the rush. He puts it. Bolduc's got some blocking, but he trips. Mark Bolduc couldn't quite get his going. He had the screen in front of him. And the clock is running. Not much Chicopee can do about it. Been a good game, an exciting game from a broadcaster's standpoint. Gates with the last play of the game. He's still on his feet. There he goes. And he's still running with it. Brian Kuchar made the tackle. It's all over. The Colts have won it for the 5th time. Chicopee still leads the series substantially. Yep. But this game is history from Bill Mauger Field at Zott Park. The Colts huddling around to accept the trophy as they shake hands with the Pacers. Final score in the 25th anniversary game, the Colts 17, the Pacers 7. And this is Steve Jendryzik for Don LaValle. Thank you very much for joining us